would have been pretty good. He might be dead. I wouldn't be surprised if they killed him off. To be honest, like, let's be a little bit real. He for the type of character he is, he made it a long way. But I mean, there's like a lot of times when you keep characters around, you want them to grow, to be interesting, to have like meaningful interactions. He had no real interactions, one-track mind, zero growth. Like, he wasn't even a character. He was just like an emotion. He was a vibe. Zenos was a vibe. And it's the kind of thing where it's like, the problem is if he were to come back, like what? Is Zenos gonna come back and not want to fight again? You know, like, if Zenos actually came back and was like, I still want to fight you, everyone would literally be like, here we go again. You know, like, it's not. I can't imagine that Zenos would come back and everyone would be like, oh, cool, we're gonna, you know, I don't know. It just, yeah. He was a Vegeta. Hey, Vegeta had some serious growth. Come on now. Come on. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't come back, to be honest. As busy as Father has been tending to the aftermath of the Exodus, he has been good enough to show concern for the Scions. And besides, I've made them worry enough for a lifetime. Henceforth, I will endeavor to write as often as I am able. One-man Team Rocket. A little effort to set their minds at ease while we continue to be away from Charlie. And both Alize and I are off to assist with Garlemald's recovery, you see. Though uncertainty remains over what will become of the nation, we cannot believe the capital in its present state. I argue that Zenos helping you out was growth. The only possible way he could get to us to fight us was agreeing to help us. I don't see that as growth, dude. I see that as him doing anything he needed to do to fight us, which is perfectly within his little defined character box. I don't see that as growth at all. If he would have killed everyone there, how would he have fought us? He had one goal and he did whatever he needed to do to get to that goal. So I don't see that as growth at all. Now you could argue that now there's two things. First, you could say, well, he agreed to help us by using the Mother Crystal to get here. And then you could say he agreed to help us fight the big bad. But at the same time, he made it so clear so many times that he didn't care about fighting anyone else. He just wanted to fight us. So when he got there and we were standing in front of the big bad, him helping us beat the big bad was just him, again, trying to get to us. So, like, remember, Zenos doesn't get off unless it's just us. So, you know, that fighting us with the other guy, that wouldn't have got, you know, that's not really how combat sexuals work. That's not how he works. Gotta get in his head, chat. Get in his head. All right. We were joining those members of the Isilbar contingent still stationed there. Lucia and Maxima helm the relief effort with support from our allies, the people of Garlemald among them. Zenos is not meant to have character growth. Yeah, I agree. I think that's absolutely correct. I think that's true too. Yeah. We'll gradually be joined by those who have finished treating the tempered across lands. And in that vein, if he's not really having a character growth, you could argue that he's not really one of the main like driving parts in the character pool. He's more of just a story mechanism to get to places or to make things happen. And I feel like he's lived his purpose, if that makes sense. He's not really a character. He's more of like a story mechanic, and he has done what he needed to do. So like maybe at some point down the road they'll need him again, and they can just bring him back to do whatever they can bring him back to move something forward. But yeah. We're glad to be joining those who have finished treating the temperate. I'm going to finish this. And we could talk about this all day. Seriously, there's so much to talk about with this stuff. Lest you misunderstand, we do not seek redemption for failing Licinia and her sister. That is a burden we must always bear. Nay, we go because of the truth in Lord Quintus's words. The truth that whatever ideals individual may espouse, nations are not moved to action unless they stand to benefit. How dare you, Cohh? When everyone doubted you, your bro Zenos never ever doubted you. For the foreseeable future, the fallen empire will be at the mercy of both internal and external forces. Yeah, Garlemald is gone. It got eradicated. That's going to be an interesting thing to see what they play with politically. And though I do not doubt the intentions of the contingent, with greater powers involved in the relief effort, our allies may well find themselves drawn into a political agenda. In going, we seek to... God, please don't do another Stormblood. Let's stay away from politics with the next expansion, please. To understand their hearts, that we might better help them to begin anew. That's right, me. Let's not forget that souls get recycled and some retain their desires. Yeah, and we don't really... they may have to explain some of the stuff that happened with the ending and all of that at some point later. Because it could have some really interesting ramifications if they were to kind of extrapolate out what some of that could mean for our star. Also, the shards. I think they're going to explore the shards next. I think they're going to explore the shards next. I think that would be really cool. Open up a way to travel between the shards and make those like grow out the world more. Yeah, I think Meracidia is the safe bet. I think Meracidia is the safe bet. But by saying it's the safe bet, I feel like that's also the debate. I feel like Meracidia was the one they kind of dangled in front of us. They dangled Meracidia in front of us. So I think that it would be more. Now, what would be really cool is if we were to restore the shard. What if the next expansion is us like finding the 12 to find a way to like restore the lost shard? That could be cool. That would be like saving worlds. That could be like, that's actually kind of next level-y. Yeah, restore the 13. Yeah. Because I'm trying to think like, where can they take the game from this point? Like whatever they have to do next needs to be big, at least as big or bigger. So like, what is the next big thing that we're gonna do? Not the rejoining. If anything, it'd be separating them out more, you could argue, but. Anyway, do the trial raids. I might do the raids at some point. Yeah, I might do the raids. I think that would make a fun stream to do. Hey, I'm gonna read all this. Proceeds to not read all this. But I would be gladder still were you to come visit. Believe I speak for Alizé as well. Fairly as long as I've been in Eorzea, you've been at my side watching over me in good times and in bad. How many times we've gathered to share tidings, none could possibly keep count. I will say the end of the expansion has like, there's so many different things to talk about and explore now. There are so many things to talk and think about now. The world is changing. It's almost overwhelming. The world is changing and will continue to do so, yet no matter what the future brings, I hope that I can ever look to you. In good times and in bad, and as dependable comrade and dear friend both. And what time is it? Oh, I got 10 minutes and like 10 people to talk to. Thank you, Cohh, from the bottom of my heart. And this may not even be the end. There's probably something after this, isn't there? Raku says, I really hope they don't go the WoW way and feel like every expansion needs to outdo the last in scale. Well, I mean, Shadowbringers and Endwalker are so flippin' good that I feel that they do need to keep up that level of quality and intrigue. So although I don't necessarily think they need to go bigger in scale, I think they're going to need to do their best to keep it interesting and meaningful. So I don't think it need like, but then again, I have no like, Endwalker was not only an expansion. Endwalker was the end of like, oh, you know what? Okay, here's what I'll say. I could absolutely see them reducing the scale if they do another multi-expansion arc, which I'm guessing they will. They absolutely can make the next expansion be significantly less in scale if they do the domino thing again. And I bet you that's what they're going to do, because they're absolutely nailing that, and Endwalker is just a testament to that. So I honestly, no, I don't think they're going to do that. Because like, again, the reason Endwalker was so big was because it was the culmination of so many expansions at once. That's why it felt so big and so huge. I mean, don't get me wrong, the stuff in it was huge, but I mean, these guys clearly are thinking the long game. They're playing the long game. So I don't think Final Fantasy XIV players are going to demand or need expansions like in World of Warcraft, where each one is like its own little thing, so it has to get bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't think Final Fantasy fans need that, so I don't think they're going to do it. I think they'd rather have a long, meaningful story than small, little, less impactful explosions, you know? So, yeah. Yeah. To be fair, and I want to make this clear, I've not played the WoW expansions. So, let me just make sure that's out there. Yeah. Okay, Cohh, how are you feeling? I've heard a lot about them, but I've not played them. How are you feeling? Any lingering aches or pains? I can't apologize enough for sending Zenos to find you an ultimate fool. It ended up okay. When he came to me in Charlian, I was truly torn. As ever, there were only one thing on his mind. Forced to make a decision, I reasoned that if he would not be deterred from seeking you out, he might at least aid us in our cause, so I struck a bargain. In the end, he was true to his word and you defeated him despite our earlier exertions, but knowing the state you were found in, it could have very easily ended differently. My decision almost cost you your life and no words could express the remorse I feel. It worked out, you did the right thing. It's a relief to hear you say that, thank you. Time and time again, I've been made to feel woefully inadequate. I wasn't much use in battle, nor could I face the Forum without my nerves getting the better of me. It always fell to you and the others. I must and will do better. I shall begin with the restoration of the students of Valdesian. Through our work, Charlene will strengthen its ties with other nations, and we may be better prepared to face whatever threats arise in the future. Of course, this isn't something I can accomplish alone, but thankfully I have the staunchest of help in Raha and Oyika, and our other remaining members. Together we'll continue Grandfather's work. As before, certain commissions will take us to dangerous locales, and we may need to call upon seasoned adventurers. In such times, might you be willing to assist us, not because you feel obliged, mind you, but because you feel the allure for the task itself. Girl, you almost got me killed. You can just screw right off. I mean, sure. Whatever you need. Marvelous. Should something of interest arise, I shan't hesitate to reach out to you. Till that day, I shall endeavor to become a more dependable comrade. They basically said they plan to do an Endwalker 4th expansion. Dawn, morning, noon, evening style. Oh, you mean an Endwalker style 4 expansion, like a long arc? Okay, that's great. That's good to hear. Not only is that good because it means they can really tell a long form story, which they're clearly good at, but it's also good because that means that they have a nice long plan, which I'm totally here for. Yeah, I think that's great. All right, Tola, lay it on me, mommy. Have I been naughty again? Do I need to go to my room? Because I'll do it. Oh, are we just saying our farewells too? I hadn't at present planned on a journey of any great length. Not that I'm averse to a moment or two of quiet reminiscence. In fact, there was something I'd been meaning to ask you, something that had been in my thoughts since the last flames of the final day subsided. During our travels, we have witnessed more than a lifetime's worth of oddities and spectacles, more than can be easily recalled or remembered. And nested among those memories are certain essential facts, the history of Aetherius and the ancients, glimpses of the EA, of their culture and philosophy. I really wish this stuff was voiced. Rather than simply hoard such treasures in my mind, I wonder if I should not be disseminating them in formal records for wider consumption. When needed, I have penned reports and prepared briefings, but ever had I balked at the idea of binding the subjects of my studies in a book or tablet. Truth is given shape and interpretation. We seek to capture it with our words, it's invariably molded to fit a narrative. That's why game reviews are so troublesome, no matter how well-intentioned the rendering. An event is described as sad, a summation which fails to express the emotion complexity, yet the word is on the page is what endures, a pale shadow of reality. About history, some have deliberately embellished the truth, but I believe many, if not most, deviations are the result of similar linguistic shortcomings, piling one upon the other until the end result is unrecognizable from its origin, which is why I fear that writing an account in my own words would be akin to diluting fine wine with water. Even with the potential for corrupted meaning, I do of course realize the importance of keeping written records. Without them, my search for wisdom would be a painful affair indeed. What say you on this matter? Should I take up the quill, reflect upon those experiences only we have shared, and seek to preserve them for posterity? Yes. Watered down wine is better than water. Absolutely. And by the way, the dude said remember us, right, Campbell? Like his only request was to remember us. Like, let's get this info out there. Okay. In any case, I feel much better having sought your opinion. Left to our own device, we tend to overthink such things. While otherwise return to following my curiosity leads, after all, a safe method of travel to the first state eludes me, and our ventures into the great expanse have prompted an entirely new set of questions. If you stumble into the unknown or struggle with some impenetrable mystery, know that I am at your beck and call. I still, dude, hearing all that made me think about the first time we met her. Like, she was one of the first characters we met. Oh man. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Champion and Savior, I was beginning to think my chance for an audience would never come. It sounded more amusing in my head. Speaking of heads, I was worried about yours, and the rest of you for that matter. On the mend, I trust. Yeah, I'm good. Is that Thancred? I'm pretty sure it's Thancred. Is this Thancred? Glad to hear it. You were in a bad way, and healing magic or no, I'm impressed by how swiftly you've recovered. And again, it's hardly the first time you've defeated death. Your strength of will has never failed to astonish me. Who's this guy? Look at what we've accomplished. Metion defeated her Song of Oblivion cut short, the source and all her reflections delivered from the final days. If you had faltered at the last, then all hope would have been lost, but you held fast. Now Reen has a tomorrow to look forward to, and I could ask for no greater gift than that. For lesser gift, however, the next time you see her, I would appreciate you not describing my travel plans with Ranger as aimless wandering. We have a purpose in our roaming, after all, keeping an eye on things in the absence of the scions on the world's stage. There'll never be an end to little problems that go unattended by nations. We'll do our best to help out where and when we can. Which I suppose is an approach not far removed from aimless wandering when you get down to it. Perhaps you could tell her I am faring well and leave it at that, eh? No need to mention this feeling of being uprooted. I've never been one to stand still for long, but when I think of home, 'tis a rising stone which comes to mind. How many times have we set out from this place just to return our work when our work was done? On the day the scions came together, I only hoped for Menphilia to find a place where she belonged, but never did I expect to find one here for myself. Indulge me, Cohh, I have a question for you, and I imagine Menphilia herself is asking. Are you glad you joined the Scions? Never a dull moment, that's for certain. One way of putting it, in many ways the experience has left us far stronger than when we began. But all good things must come to an end, at least for a time. If you need a helping hand for infiltration or reconnaissance, you know who to ask. I'll come running, and you'll likely get a certain funny talking fortune teller into the bargain. I like it. You have something to say, then out with it. Just worried how you earn your keep now. Talk as if the science dissolution was more than mere pretense. There may be fewer calls to action, but we should be compensated as before. Why are you so concerned for me anyway? In any case, I do not want for options. Even if some are... He's so serious about it! Even if some are worse than others. No sooner did Aymeric hear about our dismemberment than he offered me a position. Okay, seriously, man? Seriously? Okay. Who does he take me for? Even without his meddling, I'm perfectly capable of finding employment, and have. I hope he's like... Some days ago, a Hanish envoy arrived with word from Vitra. The worm requests my presence as soon as things have settled here. He didn't deign to mention why I'm needed, but it pertains to dragons like as not. In Thavnir, like everywhere, the phenomenon caused by the final days abated when you defeated Metion. It was too late for those who had already transformed. Life is beginning to return to normal for the survivors. For those who sought refuge in Sharlayan, most have already returned home. But many do not have a home to return to nor loved ones. By an arrangement between Vitra and the Forum, such souls may remain in Sharlayan if they wish to work and study. Vitra was always a satrap in truth. It's gratifying to see him become one in name as well, one who has the complete confidence of his people. The envoy's tone was any indication. I often find myself speaking favorably of dragons of late. Not so long ago, I would have assumed his benevolence hid ulterior motives, but it's clear he cares for his people and they in turn revere him. No such a nation may flourish is comforting. Virtuous kin sought release from conflict, so weary were they of the suffering it wrought, they surrendered to oblivion. But Midgard's summer did not give up. In hope, he made the journey to distant Aetherius with his clutch of eggs, and though his progeny went on to be embroiled in conflict with men, there were times when they transcended hatred to abide in harmony. That is their legacy and their triumph. This is the most that Estinian has ever talked. In my lands, I feel the weight of their struggle and the strength of their resolve, and it lends me strength. These things I might never have learned had I not joined you. Do you ever have need of me? I will come. At the very least, it might be an opportunity to earn coin. I feel like he has probably the most growth of any character in the game. I think Estinian's story is probably like from where he was to where he is. It was such a great idea to include him in the main party. That was such a good decision. Thancred too. I agree. Thancred as well. Oh, might you have a moment to talk? I was got a moment to talk to you, bro. Asked number the 29 months. So glad you finished 14. Congrats. Will you try the raid content? I will eventually. I don't know when, but I will eventually. Yeah. With the science stepping away from the public eye, I've been left to consider what new endeavors I might pursue. After speaking with Kral, I've decided I will be assisting her in the rebuilding of the students of Aldesian. Not only am I indebted to Master Gala for giving me a new home, but had our order never existed, I would never set foot within the Crystal Tower. How different my life might have been. I would have never met you, never become a caretaker of the tower, never become a scion. Give me the chance to do so much good, and I hope to continue to do so with the students. For an added benefit, new mysteries often find their way to our doorstep, mysteries that can prove ideal for fulfilling our promise to embark on a new adventure together, unlike any we've ever experienced before. Whenever you have the time and inclination, my friend, I stand ready to accompany you into the unknown. Oh, such a bro. Recall in the realm of the Omicrons when I asked if you thought I may someday be mentioned in your epic. It is true that to earn a place at your side will be the stuff of dreams. In the end, nothing will give me greater joy than to stand with you in the here and now. It may be some grand endeavor, there need be a promise. Whenever adventure calls, I won't hesitate to invite you, and I hope you will do the same for me. He's so short. Oh, I just grew a lot in many ways. You plan on playing Final Fantasy XIV for future expansions and content? Absolutely, I do. Yeah, for sure. As much as we've already seen, there's still so much we haven't. Who knows? Perhaps we'll even encounter survivors of the Omicron somewhere out there. We did. Killed them, and then we killed them. Whoops. After all, given how they took to the stars, it isn't plausible that some found themselves far from home. Should we encounter a wayward traveler awaiting commands that will never come? Or bid them seek an adventure with someone, and with that partner find a new purpose, a new dream. Dude, it would be cool to find like an old Omicron and bring him into the fold. Whatever your plans may need, wherever your plans may lead, do not hesitate to send word, and should a commission of interest come my way, you'll be the first to know. Oh my lord. This is it. We're turning in the Endwalker quest! Oh my god, it's happening. It's happening. Risk of spoiling the mood, the time of departure is upon us. My capacity as a receptionist to bid you all a safe journey till next we meet. Be well.
Applause, please.
We did it. We did it.
I suppose we're off to Garlemald then. Though we ought to speak with Lord Emmerich first. If he's received word of any recent developments, we need to know.
'Twould be prudent to purchase some warmer clothes at least. Mayhap we can pick up a few souvenirs for Euless and the others while we're at it.
Where will you all be heading next?
Dravania, there is a book I've been meaning to borrow from the Great Google Library. And I can think of at least one person who will be most displeased should I fail to visit before leaving.
We've no particular destination in mind, but we do intend to stop in Sharlayan before we set off.
We had thought to ask after the Loporrits. I am curious as to how well those who chose to remain are adapting to their changed circumstances.
Might we accompany you then? Raha and I were planning to return to the Baldessian Annex.
Commissions have been piling up in our absence, and they must be dealt with ere we begin our work in earnest.
Estinian, you will return to Radzat Han, will you not?
Aye. For Vritra's benefit, though I've yet to hear the details. I may not stay long.
I see. Then it is here the Scions at last part ways, each to some far-flung corner of the realm.
Hands in? Oh, we can let's do hands in. Come on. No, no hands in. And break. That's too bad. Group hug?
Perhaps. But I believe one of our number, a rather important one at that, has yet to divulge her plans.
Go Team Bench.
Quite right.
Indeed. Fair point.
So, what's next for our humble adventurer?
I'm going to find Zenos.
Cohh, get the damn fish!
I will get the damn. That's my plan for the rest of the time. Oh, I saw Metion. Come on now. Hey, how are we going to miss the Twitter bird? Bin. Nice. It's stand tall, my friend. Our journey will never end. In. Just kidding.
The constancy of this place never ceases to amaze me. An ocean of soul.
Elidibus?
Shimmering and eternal. And yet, something stirs. Yes. Steeped in darkness, deep as starless night.
Oh, this is about the
beast
raids.
Hungers.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Alas, I dare not investigate in earnest before the coming of my guiding star, as she foretold.
Ooh.
We shall descend to the depths, you and I, to confront the dread beast Pandemonium. Oh, the sights we shall see. The sights we shall see.
Cool. Okay. I like it. What a great teaser, dude. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. I like it. Oh man. What a trip. What a trip. You've completed the main scenario quest for Endwalker. Quest to unlock new content to become available in Old Sharlayan. Rest well, Champion of Ethereus, for many more adventures await you. And that is it! Oh, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. It has been absolutely freaking nice. Oh, I have to go. Oh, hi everybody. Oh, everyone came to say hi, dude. Well, thank you. Thoughts video. I have to go. As you guys know, I normally get off at 4 every day. Oh my lord, look at all the people. Oh man. Thank you again so much to everyone who has made this so fun. It's been great. To answer the question, yes, I absolutely will be continuing Final Fantasy XIV as we get more patches, more updates, the raids. I would like to be much more prepared for future stuff than I was this time, where I'd like to get the raids done between each expansion and maybe even some side quests and stuff like that. So, yeah. Big thank you to the Coalition FC. You guys have been incredible. I wish I could stay around longer and just like hang out for a while. But yeah, I am already late. I absolutely have to go. I've probably got some hungry kids waiting for me. And yeah, guys, we're done. We're done for now. I will be returning to Final Fantasy XIV again for the raids and stuff. The next little bit, I'm probably going to start doing some Wasteland 3 and other things. We got a lot of games that I've been meaning to do. Thank you, everyone. And yeah, I'm still overwhelmed by everything. That was a lot. That was a lot. I'll be back for Monkey Island tonight. I very much hope to see you guys here for it. If I don't see you for that, more Dying Light the following tomorrow. Maybe some Wasteland 3 tomorrow afternoon. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. We got time. And I will see you guys later. Have a great one. Bye-bye.
Daddy, can I please go with you?
You can go with me to the store. Can you say bye, Rowan?
Bye.
Bye.